Alright, Thou Shall Your Blessing on Me by Ricardo Band. If you're just joining us, it's still Good Morning Cross River Morning Live, reaching you from the stable of Cross River Broadcasting Corporation. Trust me, Good Morning Cross River Live every Monday morning is there to make sure that you are not just informed, you are educated. Okay, so make sure you do not move an inch from your TV set. We just finished having an excerpt of reception for Jet contingent to KV Nasarawa State, and I trust that was very educative to our young ones. And right now we get to educate us again about diabetes. You know, this is very important. Trust me, a whole lot of people are suffering when it comes to this very illness, and we are having someone here who actually has a whole lot of experience when it comes to this, and we're going to hear from him. I'm talking about Mr. Benard Enyia. Good morning, sir, and welcome to the show.
Good morning, viewers.
Okay, all right, sir. So we're talking about diabetes.
Yes.
Okay, and you're telling us you have a whole lot of experience. Now tell us, how is it? Because you're not a doctor, is it that you've gone through it, you've suffered from it? Tell us about it.
Yeah, I am actually the chairman Diabetes Association of Nigeria, Cross River State, and I've been living with diabetes for about 11 years now, and I've passed through a whole lot of challenges. One of it is that initially when I was diagnosed, I didn't have enough information about diabetes. So people just come around me, giving me advice from all corners. Please don't eat this, don't eat that. And I was following them. My situation was becoming worse until I have to go and register with Teaching Hospital, where we have some specialist doctors who are into diabetes. And I joined the Diabetes Association of Nigeria. So I grew within the ranks until from 2008 when I joined. Now I am the state chairman, Diabetes Association of Nigeria.
Okay, and you know what it means to, to go through this kind of sickness.
Yes.
Now I would like you to tell us more about the food and what to eat, because you said people were coming around telling you what to eat, what not to eat, and it worsened your situation. I know there are a whole lot of people out there who are also facing that. So now let's talk about food. What were those things people tell you do not eat that ended up even affecting you the more because you didn't know more about it?
Our people are terrible. They spread information, they don't know the source. When I told some friends and relations I was diabetic, they just said, no, bros, sorry, in fact, you will not be eating gari again, you will not be eating rice, your food will just be, yam, I should not be eating because those things are contraindicated in diabetes. I should be eating only beans and plantain. And because I was looking for healing, I came to their advice. And I started eating plantain beans. Only. About 3 days afterwards, I developed very serious constipation. I couldn't go to toilet, inconveniences like that. Because the people who were telling me this, it's just a matter of hearsay. Some is just perception, it's just perceived that we shouldn't. But eventually, when I now went to Teaching Hospital, the first diabetes education I listened to changed my situation. That I'm supposed to be eating every other food, including fruits, but in very small quantities. The only food they recommended I should be taking in large quantities is vegetables and fruits, because they have a way of absorbing the sugar, and even when you take enough vegetables, your sugar will always be under control. Then you reduce the intake of carbohydrate food like rice, yam, even the fufu. The example they give to us is that when you make a feast, like your own feast may not be like mine, but we are just using the feast. Your food should not pass this quantity, but eat it with plenty of vegetables.
Okay.
Yes.
Now you said something about fruit, and I've witnessed a diabetic patient. She was given a pineapple. She said no, it's not good for her health, and she didn't take it. And you say it's good to take a whole lot of vegetables and fruits. So now I want to ask, is it all types of fruits, or there are some kind of fruits that a diabetic patient can take? Yeah,
there are some fruits that have very low calorie, that is in terms of sugar producing fruits. We have something like garden egg, cucumber, but we have other fruits too, even the pineapple. The pineapple, we are supposed to be taking it as well, but a very small slice. Banana we should take, but probably like one finger or two. Oranges, one or two. Because even the oranges, the fiber, so there are some oranges that have little juice in it. So eat it with the fiber. Now they form the bulk of, that's making digestion slow. Because why some other food, especially the processed food, their glycemic index, that's the sugar turnover in the body, is very high. So some of these fruits, some of these vegetables are very difficult to digest. So it slows down digestion. So the quantity of sugar that is churned into the system, it comes in very slow in bits. But when you eat a lot of rice, you eat a lot of yam and all of that, those don't have the tendency of just making your sugar just shoot. Even if you are on drugs, you take drugs, you eat those food in large quantity, your sugar will definitely be high. And when your sugar is high, a lot of complications begin to develop. You begin to have high eye problems, you begin to have numbness, and sometimes you just feel weak, as if you're about to die. So we encourage people to listen to us. And those of us who are talking like I'm talking, I'm just giving like a testimony. Some of those information and the fact that God has been with us is what is making me live up to this moment. A lot of people who were tested the same time with me, some of them are no longer alive today. So you need to discipline yourself and do exactly some of the things we have and see the result, how it will turn out to be.
Okay, thank you, sir. I know it's not easy and it can be really demanding being a diabetic patient. You have to spend a whole lot of money on drug and all of that. So now tell us, what are those things other diabetic patients should do to maintain their health while going through this?
Yeah, first and foremost, once you are diabetic, just take it as a project. The most essential project in your life, in your family, is the diabetic. If not, you may not be able to manage it. For instance, in whatever come into my account, I spend about 50 to 60%. Sometimes I sacrifice my children's school fee to make sure that I'm well, I'm healthy, because I need to also be alive to be able to take care of them. Now, our drugs are very expensive. The test is expensive, and we do it on a regular basis. For instance, I take drug. I am on insulin anyway, and I take insulin in the morning, I take in the evening. Now, how much is a vial of insulin? Some is about 6,000, some 12,000. And I don't even take them for up to 2 weeks. I need to go and buy again. It's not just the insulin. What of the cotton wool I need to swap the site? What of the needles? What of the syringes and all of that? When you put all of this together, I spend so much money just to maintain myself. I need to be doing my test, to be checking my sugar. I need a glucometer, I need the test strips, and I must, because every day before I leave the house, I must check my blood sugar. When it is high, I'll know how to manage myself. When it is normal, I also know how to manage myself. Sometimes I go to places, they offer me food, drinks, and all of that. If I say, please, thank you, some people feel that I don't appreciate them. But it's not everything I eat, because I now know myself. Yeah. One sip of all these mineral drinks can just shoot my sugar. So we must know how to manage ourselves, because life is very precious. You must always be on the alert. And you keep in touch with your doctor. You go for regular checkup, and always call your doctor so that he will also hear your voice. Hello, Mr. Benard. How are you today? The way I will sound, my doctor will know that I listen. But when the voice is dim and all of that, you know that there's a problem. What is it again? Because there is no cure for diabetes up till now. So we continue to manage it. We take drugs every other day. We take tablets, we take injections, we take fruits. And when you put all of this together, our meals are expensive. So that's why we're also calling on well-spirited individuals, organizations. We have our office, our state office in teaching hospital. There's a building built by Lions Club International for diabetes treatment and care. So that's where we have our meeting, we do our diabetes education. And we also expect people to donate. Some of us are amputated. Buy a wheelchair for us, buy a bottle of insulin, it will help us to take care of. We don't even have chapters or branches across the state. Imagine people coming all the way from Obudu, Ogoja, Boki, to come and attend receive treatment in teaching hospital.
Okay, and that takes me back to the rural environment. Now you yourself, you're exposed, you're educated on this, and you know what to do to keep yourself going. Now, how about a patient in the rural environment who doesn't even know what to do? doesn't know how to check his or sugar level. So what is the organization or the association doing to make sure that people in the rural area are also educated and informed about this?
Yeah, we've been trying a lot by educating families and communities. For instance, we don't even have money to start going to all of these local government because we don't even have money to take care of ourselves, talk of the one to go to rural areas. So what we do, almost every community in Cross River have their associations or community groups in Calabar here. So we target them because they are the elites, they are the ones working. So we go to their group when they have their meetings. We go there and educate them and give them the message to pass on to their families. Sometimes when we travel to burial, marriages, and all of that, we just create a scene where we just make a noise so people hear about diabetes. For instance, I am an MC. Sometimes I anchor a lot of wedding ceremony, traditional, whatever. I must convey a message of diabetes while I'm talking, but I make it fun because people are also afraid to come out and say, I am diabetic. They see some element of stigma. The moment you just say diabetic, if you are a young person, people will no longer marry you because it also has effect on our reproductive organ. There's erectile dysfunction. Sometimes they may not even be libido at all, especially when the sugar is high in the system. So people who have that knowledge, the moment you mention diabetic, they don't run away from it. Even the relationship have gone far. I know somebody in Anambra State who is also a patient. The man who was to marry abandoned him in the church, abandoned her in the church. Because when people call him and say, this person you are married, you may end up not even having children. Rather than even taking it in a holistic approach and whatever, just abandoned the girl in the church. She went there alone.
And now, that takes me back to the next question before we round up this very session. Now, I'm sure the person who wanted to get married was not old, was still young.
Yes.
Okay, now, so tell us, at what age can someone start experiencing this? And what are the basic symptoms? Because most times we believe that diabetes is only for older people. So tell us so that young people can also learn and watch what they take.
Yeah. A lot of young people these days even become diabetic at the same manner as the old people. So always just watch out for when you have a child, because even children also have it. From birth, some of them have diabetes. When as a child in the house, probably you see the child urinating so often. There's a particular age, at least the sphincter that control urine is supposed to be matured enough until you want to pass out. But you see just bedwetting and all of that. So some parents will just be flogging the child. All your mates this. Go and check for diabetes. Now, among the young people, you see some people drinking so much water. They urinate, they drink so much water. Sometimes those are elements of diabetes is setting in. And you also discover that by, let's say, from 40 years and above, a lot of people are prone or are susceptible to this diabetes. Number one of the causes is hereditary. So once a father, a mother has diabetes, there's a likelihood that the children. But the children must do one or two things to prevent or delay the onset. Like activities, you do a lot of physical exercise. You eat the way I am, recommending here. A lot of young people prefer fast food, where they call junk food. And those ones, as you are chewing it, the sugar is already entering the bloodstream. And if you don't do that, by watching out for what you eat, believe you me, whether you are young, whether you're a youth, whether you're an elderly person, you will definitely become diabetic. So you should watch out for what they eat. You must not always eat to fill the tummy.
Yeah, and another thing about food, you actually advised us on what to eat. Now tell us what not to eat.
Okay.
What to avoid.
Let me just add this very important. We should consider our breakfast. Breakfast is the best food, that sustains us. So we should eat our breakfast sumptuously as against lunch and dinner. But we should try not to drink too much of water when we are getting to sleep. We should drink more in the day. And let's just avoid eating like a glutton. Just because the food is free during wedding or whatever, we just eat everything.
How about red meat?
Yeah, for red meat, in fact, once you are up to 40 years and above, let's try to avoid it and eat something like chicken, fish, and
more of fish, more of seafood.
Yeah, more seafood. Those are better.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Benard Enyia. It's really been educative and interesting having you here to share your experience and educate us on diabetes. All right, great. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And more grace to what you're doing as the chairman of Diabetes Association of Nigeria.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Remember that your health is your wealth. All right? So do not move any inch from your TV set. It's still Good Morning Kochiba Monday Live. Keep staying with us.